Some underdogs rise quietly, but some fight so hard that America is forced to notice. This is the journey of Jack Miller, a kid no one believed in. Until he turned doubt into destiny, Jack Miller grew up in a small Texas town, where dreams felt too heavy for families carrying unpaid bills, fading hopes, and long shifts that drained every ounce of energy. Jack was smaller than the other boys, slower on the football field, and often chosen last during practice drills. Coaches watched him with polite indifference, and teammates joked that he should try something easier. But Jack never argued. He simply wrote the same 3 words above his bed each night: outwork everyone. At 16, before the sun touched the horizon, Jack ran miles under dim streetlights. His breath fogged in the cold, but he pushed harder every morning. His gym consisted of rusted weights, cinder blocks, and a truck axle his father no longer needed. Neighbors shook their heads, calling it pointless. Even Jack's father, though loving, worried his son was aiming too high. But Jack refused to surrender to doubt. He believed effort could rewrite the story fate handed him. One afternoon, after a rough practice, where Jack barely touched the ball, he stayed behind to train alone. His clothes were soaked with sweat, his legs trembling. That was when Ethan Brooks, the star running back adored by the whole town, approached him. Ethan admired Jack's dedication and offered to train with him. From that day, the two met secretly after practice, working on explosiveness, agility, and mental toughness. Jack improved rapidly, but almost no one noticed. Then it happened. In a packed Friday night game, Ethan tore his ACL on a brutal tackle. The stadium fell silent. The team's spirit broke instantly. Coach Reynolds scanned the bench, panic in his eyes, and finally landed on Jack. "Miller, you're in," he said softly. The huddle was tense. Teammates doubted him openly, but Jack focused on his breath, repeating his mantra silently. When the ball snapped, Jack exploded forward. He dodged one defender, not out of belief, past another, dragging 2 more into the end zone weeks later in a must-win playoff game. With the score tied and only seconds remaining, Coach called Jack's number again. Jack took the handoff and crashed into a wall of defenders, but something inside him refused to collapse. He broke free, sprinting across the field as the stadium screamed. It was the moment Red Rock finally believed. A college scout shook his hand afterward. "Heart like yours," he said, "can outshine talent any day." Jack earned a scholarship and became a symbol of relentless effort. He trained harder than anyone, encouraged teammates, and rebuilt himself every season. In his rookie season, Jack learned quickly that the NFL was a different world, faster, harsher, and far less forgiving. Veterans pushed him around in drills, reminding him he was a 7th-round pick who should be grateful just to wear a uniform. But Jack had heard worse his whole life. He studied film late into the night, adapted, memorized plays until his vision blurred, and practiced footwork in the hallways of team hotels. Coaches began noticing his discipline long before they noticed his talent. Mid-season brought another chance disguised as misfortune. The starting running back suffered a severe ankle injury, leaving a major gap in the offense. The team needed someone who could step in, not the strongest player, but the most reliable one. Without hesitation, the offensive coordinator said, "Put Miller in." Jack's first NFL carry echoed his first high school touchdown. The play was simple, designed for minimal yardage, but Jack saw a crease and trusted his instincts. He burst through, stiff-arming a linebacker and sprinting 40 yards before being dragged down. The stadium roared as if witnessing a miracle. Reporters asked where he found the strength to keep going. Despite every obstacle, Jack smiled and said, "Hard work is louder than doubt." By the end of the season, he had become a fan favorite, not because of highlight plays, but because he represented something deeply American, the belief that grit can lift anyone from obscurity to greatness. Parents told their kids his story. Coaches used his name as motivation, and Jack, humble as ever, kept training like the world still underestimated him. His journey proved one truth: the underdog doesn't win by chance. The underdog wins by choice, by choosing to rise every single day